You're tuned in to Rebooting Liberty.
Have you ever wanted to have your own radio show? Rebooting Liberty Radio Network currently has openings for live programs. For a very small fee, we will create a show intro, bumper music, and provide technical production for your hour-long show. Email producer@rebootingliberty.com for details. You can find us at live.rebootingliberty.com.
I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator.
Classified my ass.
Government is another way to say better than you.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Revear Common Sense Show.
Want the sackheads to give you a blessing?
8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Warning, this show may contain language not suitable to children. Warning.
And welcome to the Revear of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. How is everybody doing today? It is Friday. Oh, and I'm kind of looking forward. I'm going on vacation for the first time, if you want to call it a vacation. Going to my in-laws, heading back up there, heading to Jersey. I'm kind of stoked about it. In Bamako, it's the capital of Mali, 170 hostages were taken at a hotel. This broke out this morning about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, with at least 3 people dead, though several others were later released. The U.S. Embassy in Mali urged American citizens to shelter in place amid reports that 10 men had stormed the local Radisson with AK-47s and grenades, shouting, "God is great" in Arabic. Now, what I find kind of ironic that they put "God is great" in Arabic, which I believe is Allah Akbar. So to try to squash any connections, they put that instead of just putting that shouting Allah Akbar. Some of the hostages were American, but it seems everything is resolved. American forces, special forces helped. Look. Ooh. I hate this. I hate these websites anymore. You pull up for information, and then you get slammed with audio in your ear. I don't think you guys can hear that static, though. Ugh. I gotta figure out where that static's coming from. It is an annoyance of mine. So, that seems to be resolved. Now, you have Harry Reid, the old bat himself, who's retiring. Dems vow to wage refugee filibuster. Now, isn't this the same man who demonized filibusters, said they should not be used, they should take them out? But yet, he's going to use them. And yet, if you look at the records, the Democrats use the filibuster the most. Now here's a little snippet that I find really stupid of him to say, and it shows how senile he has gotten lately. The problem is not with refugees, Reed said. I don't think we'll be dealing with it over here. Really? Those are the ones that make me want to take a 2x4 and smack him upside the head, but of course he would just into dust. He's... Now, it's funny, you have Charles Schmucker, one of the damn Democrats that was running his mouth the other day for this bill. Now he's standing behind Reed. These Democrats have no friggin' spine. They don't know what it takes to protect this country. In fact, they'd love to put this country in danger. And these idiots that are backing him are really pissing me off. I do not have a problem with immigration. I do not have a problem with refugees. I have a problem that ISIS warned a year ago. This is for you dumbass Democrats. Look it up. ISIS warned a year ago they were going to cause a refugee crisis in Syria. That would cause a mass exodus. And then they would intertwine their operatives in those masses to get shipped all over the world to wreak havoc. We've seen it in Paris. There is, I think, up to 3 of them now have been confirmed as refugees. And you continue to have this moronic view that it's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen here. We didn't think friggin' 9/11 was going to happen here. But it happened. I'm not blaming the Democrats for 9/11. I'm not blaming anybody. But we did not think something like that would happen. We've had what they call lone wolf attacks because they have to come up with a term so that they don't get blamed for allowing terrorist hits to happen in the United States. And anybody who thinks that all these little incidents are not related to terrorism or directly related to ISIS, please go check yourself into the nearest mental hospital because you are not fit to be on the street. I'm not talking let's go to war and drop 100,000 bombs and nuclear bombs, all that. I just want to right now make sure the country is safe. They cannot vet these people. They cannot do a background check on these people. No matter what Obama and Reid tell you, they cannot vet them. What are they going to check the information to? Most of these people that are refugees that ran out of their homes to escape didn't bring all their paperwork to prove who they are. We can't go to Syria because most of that information is gone, and it's a third world nation that doesn't keep records like the United States and Russia and UK and France. So how are you going to vet and find out who's who? Tell me. He can't. And understand this. I don't care about your Democratic views. I'm only at this because I want to protect my wife and my child. That is my main concern. And you morons are willing to put your relatives at risk just so you can think that you are right. We have proven time and time again your ways do not work. especially when it comes to national safety. When it comes to issues like this, you Democrats are dumber than dog shit. Hang on.
This show may contain language not suitable to children.
There we go. I played it twice. I'm serious. What more do we have to do to prove to you? You'll never understand it. You'll never. And this idiot, this moron, Kerry urges patient in fight against ISIS. Hey, dumbass, that's what's got us into this predicament, is we have been playing footsies with them. Because of your balls. We've been playing footsies with ISIS and allow them to grow stronger than they should be. They should have been wiped out a long time ago. But no, you want to play politics. You want to play politics with the lives and safety of Americans. Again, you Democrats do not care about our safety. You're proving that time and time and time again. I don't care why you are doing it. And it's pissing a lot of people off. A lot of people. Kerry has a delusion, McCain said, that Russia would somehow play a helpful role in pushing Assad from power. Kerry, I got some fish that are smarter than you. Yes, I said fish. I have a 90, a 55, a 20, and a 1-gallon tank. And all my fish are smarter than Kerry. Outright, no questions asked. You want to... We began our fight against Al-Qaeda in 2001, and it took us quite a few years before we were able to eliminate Osama bin Laden and the top leadership and neutralize them as an effective force. Oh, God, he's dumb. Al-Qaeda's still out there and it's still doing damage. It's still an effective force. Why must we always get idiots like him? I don't understand it. No, I don't. I don't understand it. And it drives me up a wall. He actually thinks that Al-Qaeda is not effective anymore. You would think they would have learned by now. You think they would have learned by now that you would, it just, I'm trying to get my thoughts together because the stupidity is just making me totally speed. And they expect that, they're hoping that they can do Daesh much faster than that. And for those that don't know, that is the new way of saying ISIS. For some reason, Daesh, they think is easier than ISIS. So that's what they're calling them. And we have the ability. We believe we have the ability to do that. Here's the problem. When you sit back on your ass like this and play footsies, it allows them to grow and grow and grow. Now, think of it also like this. For the Democrats that don't know basic tactics. I'm not military and I know basic tactics. Because it's anything in life. You sit back and play footsies with them. You allow them to plan, plot, send operatives out to do missions to attack countries. Now, if we're actively, offensively engaging them, they don't have really time to be making those plans because they're going to be spending all their operatives defending themselves. They got to defend, but when we're not attacking, and I'm not talking this bombing crap. Yes, I'm talking boots on the ground. When you're talking just bombing, they could sit back and do whatever they want. When you're talking active boots on the ground, attacking, they have no choice. They got to defend themselves. They can't be sending people away. So it's going to take time and need patience. This isn't a freaking baking class. The moronic of the left. It never ceases to amaze me. ISIS, chemical weapons, threat to U.S. and Europe, very real. But we should sit back and be patient with them. Let's be patient. Let's be patient with them. Yes. You flipping morons. The threat of ISIS radicals carrying out chemical attacks on Western target is real and must be taken seriously by law enforcement agencies in the U.S. and across Europe. The threat was red flagged on Thursday in the form of an unusual warning from French Prime Minister who said his country is at risk of chemical and biological terrorist attacks. While presenting a bill to extend the state of emergency declared after last Friday's jihad rampage in Paris, Val stated, "We know that there are more. We know that there could also be a risk of chemical or biological weapons." His use of the words "we know" may be telling. Does the French government have a specific information regarding a terrorist plot to use non-conventional weapons? Now, I'm going to pause right here on this article because we need to go back in time. We need to step back. Let's go to 2012. Assad using chemical weapons on his own people and admits, "I got these from Iraq." Wow. Okay. Go back to 2001, 2002. And it was warned that if we don't get in there, those chemical weapons are going to be shipped out. And one of the main countries they spoke up about was Syria. Wow. Dang, they must have had a crystal ball. So now, let's jump ahead. ISIS is formed. It goes into Iraq. They have now found two, not one, two stashes in Iraq of weapons of mass destruction. Wow, they were there. We just never found them. People, just because we didn't find the damn weapons does not mean they were never there. Just because our current president doesn't want to open his mouth and admit they're there doesn't mean they are not. This man cannot admit when he's wrong. And that is one of the main problems. One of the main problems we have with this guy is a simple, shit, I made a mistake. Shit, if I would have done this, instead of blaming anybody and everybody else. My 12-year-old doesn't even do that. This man has to blame anybody and everybody. And it's sickening. Sickening. All right, it's about that time. It is time for the breaks. Remember, I will not be here next week. Next week will be basically a repeat, rebroadcast, greatest hits, whichever way you want to look at it. But remember, I will be back on next Monday. I will be back every Monday, noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on shrmedia.com and punditpress.com. You can catch the Revear of Common Sense, hosted by me, Jersey Joe. Then, every Wednesday, the Jersey Boys are blowing up Wednesday nights. We are taking it by storm, in only the way Jersey Boys can do it. That's right. It is Revear After Dark, hosted by the Jersey Boys, me, Jersey Joe, and Crash. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on shrmedia.com and punditpress.com. And if you ever forget a show, hey, no problem. Just go over to Rebooting Liberty the next day. You can listen to my show. Or, even easier, go to reverbcommonsense.com. I have all my past shows posted. And I am now carrying all of the Sackheads shows. That's right. You can catch both the Revear of Common Sense and the Sackhead show all in one place. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
You have been listening to Revear of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network. In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, it's Jersey Joe from Revear of Common Sense, and we have moved to a new night and time. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on shrmedia.com, you will catch the Revear of Common Sense uncensored, unfiltered, and only on shrmedia.com.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Wish I was too dead to cry, a self-affliction face, stones to throw at my creator, masochist to which I cater. You don't need to bother, I don't need to breathe. I'll keep slipping farther, but once I hold on, I won't let go till it bleeds. Wish I was too dead to care, if indeed I cared at all. Never had a voice to protest, so you fed me shit to digest. I wish I had a reason, my flaws are open season. For this I gave up trying, one good turn deserves my time. You don't need to bother, I don't need to be. I'll keep slipping farther, but once I hold on, I won't let go till it bleeds. Wish I died instead of lived, a zombie hides my face, shell forgotten with its memories, diaries left with cryptic entries. And you don't need to bother, I don't need to be. I'll keep slipping farther, but once I hold on, I won't let go till it bleeds. You don't need to bother, I don't need to be. I'll keep slipping farther, but once I hold on, down my deceit.
And welcome back to the Reverb Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. Alright. So, it's back what we were talking about. Paris is talking that there is some credible threats, or at least the president is warning about that, which pretty much he has some intel on it. ISIS has had these weapons for a while. I know everybody's going, oh no, this is just a repeat of Bush. No, not exactly. Because as I explained, and it's amazing how many people forget to look at certain articles, and that our government, and specifically our president, skips over it because it would admit that his whole platform, he was wrong. He is wrong on how he has been dealing with everything. The weapons were there. ISIS is known to possess the ability to manufacture chemical weapons, but it also has 2 stockpiles that they found in Iraq. Now, who are ISIS? Some of them are ex-military from Iraq. So, of course, they would know where the stockpiles are. ISIS has already been accused of using them against civilians in Iraq and Syria. Wouldn't you call that more of a test? In September, a U.S. official told the BBC that the American government is increasingly certain that ISIS extremists are making and using chemical weapons, including mustard gas. The official said ISIS had a cell dedicated to building these weapons and has already packed the powdered form of mustard gas in traditional explosives. So yes, John Kerry, let's sit back and be patient. How moronic is this administration that they keep putting us at danger? I know there's thousands of reasons why. I don't know which one's right, and I'm not going to sit here and speculate. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, there's this wonderful new tool. You're listening to me on the radio, or excuse me, the computer. You have internet. Open the browser. Go to Google and type it. Research my information. Don't take what I say as 100%. I have been wrong in the past, but the weapons I do know have been found in Iraq by ISIS. Do a little research, because it's not, right now, it's not sitting there, pretty right in front of you. They know how to squash information and push it to the back. How much more are we going to put up with this administration putting America at risk and her citizens? Nowhere, because they love to use the Statue of Liberty, nowhere on it does it say, give me your poor, give me your tired. Let's put everybody in danger by taking the most heinous people in this country. Nowhere on the Statue of Liberty does it say that. And the problem I have with these refugees is we can't figure out who is who without certainty. And you have these Democrat people, these liberals, with their sunshine, everything's good attitude. We all know where we'd be if we let them deal with security. We'd be getting attacked worse than friggin' France. In fact, you know what? If these liberals were actually around at the beginning of this nation, we would still be ruled by Britain. These people don't understand what it takes. They want to sit here and have all these happy thoughts. These people, they have a group of anti-gunners that say the Paris attacks prove that here in America, we need to ban more weapons. In France, those weapons are illegal for people to own. Their citizens are not allowed to defend themselves, arm themselves. So please tell me, you frigging mental midget morons, tell me, how does putting even stricter gun regulations in and banning all these guns protect us as citizens, that it will stop an attack like that? These gun groups have won the I went fully retarded, mental midget, helmet wearing, window licking moron. They think that banning more weapons is going to make them safer. You half-witted idiots. I don't want anybody to ever go through what I have gone through. And the other day, Wednesday, I believe it was. Yes, Wednesday. I had the privilege of meeting Ken, the exceptional conservative. He was in Tampa. We got together for lunch, and we were talking, and I told him a little bit about my dad. And it was talking about the guns and how it doesn't help. And he reminded me that he lost his daughter to gun violence. And he understands that whoever did it most likely didn't have a legal gun. They were illegally obtaining guns, carrying guns, and that banning more weapons is not going to make us safer. Ken doesn't want anybody to go through what his family's going through. I don't want anybody to go through what I went through, what my family went through. Simply so, a few people who have fears, not even rational fears. You know, it's funny that when we talk about defense of the country and the terrorists, you blow everything out of proportion. You're just scared of everything. You're just so scared. I'm not the one that's scared of my fellow Americans being able to protect themselves, to be armed. I'm not the one out there blowing smoke up people's ass. Oh, if you let these people carry weapons, it's going to be the wild, wild west, and it's going to be blood flowing throughout the streets. You friggin' idiots. Florida, when we were going through the concealed carry process, the anti-gunners said the same thing. Well, I'm looking out my window right now at the street, and there's no battles happening. There's no blood flowing. It's quite the opposite. It's quite peaceful out there right now. A little gray skies. How much more are we going to listen to these idiots? These are the same idiots that back groups like Black Lives Matter, which is going to college and starting shit. You're against racism. Hey, that's great. So am I. But when you're setting up safe zones in colleges that segregates by color and does not allow white people and black people to mingle together, that is racism. And that is what Black Lives Matter is doing. And I'm not an expert in Martin Luther King. But from my understanding of reading his work, he wanted to end segregation. He was against that. In fact, that's what he thought was racist, is when we had the segregation. He thought he gave his life to try to end segregation, only to have these groups nowadays trying to put segregation back. And it's not even the white people that are trying to do the segregation this time around. It's blacks. They want segregation. Well, I should say these Black Lives Matter members. I don't want to land-based a whole culture, because it's not a whole culture. Ken, for those that have never listened to her, a great conservative, and he's black. I mean, I have no issue, no problem, but he's black. He understands it. One of my best friends down here in Florida, yeah, he's a liberal, and he's black, and we can talk and get along. We understand, and we can even talk about these types of issues without offending each other and come to a consensus on this type of information without jumping to conclusion what the other one thought. We don't need safe zones. We don't need freedom of speech zones. Freedom of speech zone is the United States of America. just in case you haven't noticed. That is what's supposed to be. But these liberal universities, these liberal colleges, and I just read an article and I showed it to my wife and she about fell out of the chair laughing. Princeton University, is trying to do these safe zones, and they're calling racist this and racist that, and they need safe zones in this. We're from that area. I know what Princeton's about. Yeah, they don't need no safe zones. Princeton is the most liberal town you'll ever meet. It is, the whole town is based off of that university. You got people crying wolf where there is no wolf. And that's not good. Because what happens? Okay, the liberals, to try to shut the argument up, just as they have for decades now, scream racism. You're racist. And it used to stop the argument. It really did. Nowadays, whatever. I'm going to keep going with my point. I'm not racist. You're just trying to stop the argument. Well, they've done it so much now, it's almost destroyed the meaning of the word. They have just jumped the shark with it. All right, well, I'm going to be late getting to break. So, remember, next week I am on vacation. I will not be here, but I will return the Monday after. But this week we will have a best of. So, tune in, see what they put together for me. Every Monday through Friday, noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Revear of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com, hosted by none other than me, Jersey Joe. I'm also broadcasted on punditpress.com. I'm very honored, by the way. Thank you, Pundit Press. It means a lot that you picked me up and you believed in me and put me on. And for those that don't know, the one that runs Pundit Press was also the one that talked to Sackhead Sean and came up with the idea, both of them together, about putting me on 6 times a week. They had faith in my idea and shows, so I appreciate both of you very much. Also, Wednesday night is Revear After Dark, hosted by me and Crash, the Jersey Boys. I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Listening to Revear of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network. In a world controlled by corrupt politicians.
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, it's Jersey Joe from Revear of Common Sense, and we have moved to a new night and time. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on shrmedia.com, you will catch the Reverb Common Sense uncensored, unfiltered, and only on shrmedia.com.
Done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
She turned away, what was she looking at? She was a sour girl the day that she met me. Hey,
And welcome back to the Reverb Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. Alright, last segment, then we got the weekend, and then it's vacation time. Like I said, I don't know how much you can call it a vacation. I am heading up and spending the holidays with my in-laws. You know, father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, his wife, sister-in-law. And they are all liberals. And it's pretty much going to be, I'm the only conservative. I mean, my wife pretty much is, but she keeps her mouth shut when it comes to politics. She doesn't get involved. She's not exactly, she doesn't like those conversations. So it's going to be very outnumbered. Thank God for the first 2 days I'm going to be down in New Jersey. But I love them. I do. They're great people. Just because they're liberal doesn't mean they're bad. And that's, I've said it before, you know. People need to get over this. The left is my enemy. The right is my enemy. No. We're not enemies. We have different ideology of different political parties. But we're all American. And that's one of the issues we have in this country right now, is everybody's, they are my enemy. No. Just as they think a lot of my ideas and thinking is stupid, so do I. We got to learn to come to a happy medium. And if, you know, everybody was bashing Trump after he's friends with Hillary and Bill. Oh my God, he's a Democrat. Look at that, he's talking to him. Maybe, just maybe, if we have both sides of the political parties. Now I'm pretty sure they do. But maybe if they hung out a little bit more, went and had a beer together, you know, maybe we can get shit done in this country. It wouldn't be us versus them. You know, this isn't WWE. You know, in a steel cage match, it'll be the Republicans versus the Democrats. You know, give it up. Freaking, the only ones we should be standing up against as enemies are the socialists, the communists. But that way we have a socialist, openly socialist, in the Democrat Party running for president. That shows how far down this country has gone. I know, he's socialist. He's not technically a socialist. And again, I talked about it yesterday. There's a difference between socialist and socialism. What a moron. Because he's doing some speech to declare and make people understand about the democratic socialists. Well, your democratic socialism, you're trying to take national, which would make it national socialism at that point. But it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things. I don't know. All that came from ISIS. It's a real threat of them using chemical weapons. But then you have Harry Reid thing. We're not going to have those problems in our country. No, we're not going to that yet, though. You friggin' mental midget. United Health. Hey, what's going on? Come on. Sorry, I'm talking to my computer. United Healthcare warns it may exit Obamacare plans. It is losing too much money. The nation's largest health insurer warned Thursday that it may pull out of Obamacare exchanges after 2016. Forcing more than 500,000 people to find other coverage after low enrollment and high usage cost the company millions of dollars. The possible move by United Health Group raises new questions about the viability of Obamacare's signature health law and follows the departure of more than half of the nonprofit insurance cooperatives this year. Let me say that again. The possible move by United Healthcare Group raises new questions about the viability of President Obama's signature health law and follows the departure of more than half of the non-profit insurance companies this year. If United Healthcare drops out, consumers would lose one of the lowest cost plans available in much of the country, and some wonder how smaller insurance could fill the void. This thing is a dying duck, and then it needs to be put out of its misery. And no, we don't need to go to a single payer. Obama has screwed the pooch on insurance. Pelosi, and I say Pelosi because she stood up and said, you need to pass it to find out what's in it. That's how bad it's gotten in this country. We have idiots like that standing up and going, you need to pass it to know what's in it. Yeah. Things are just... Obamacare, it don't look good. It's on double bypass. Life support. It's not good. So none of this is going to happen here, according to Harry Reid, but FBI confirms 6 men from Afghanistan illegally crossed border. A highly trusted federal agent working under the umbrella of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection has confirmed that a group composed of 5 Pakistanis and 1 man from Afghanistan was captured by U.S. Border Patrol agents after having illegally crossed the porous U.S.-Mexican border in Arizona. The 6 men traveling in a group and were captured roughly 16 miles into the state. Nope, they're not going to get into the country illegally. Oh, it will never happen. Never, 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 never. The left and the left media is throwing a tantrum because Breitbart scoop on Syrians at border. The mainstream media and the political left are pushing back against the Breitbart news story. Exclusive confirms 8 Syrians caught at Texas border in Laredo. The story, citing federal officials speaking on conditions of not being anonymous, reports that 8 Syrian illegal aliens attempted to enter Texas from Mexico in the Laredo sector and were apprehended in Laredo, Texas, also known officially as Port of Entry 1. It is starting, it's going to go up and up. And it's not good. One last quick one, and then it's time for my break to begin. Woohoo! So, I really hate it. Grassley-Reed battle over mysterious leak on a Biden, whatever. There was a leak of email back from 2013 that said that Hillary Clinton has been confused a lot lately. And now they're trying to find out who leaked it. So have fun with that. They're accusing the State Department Office of Inspector General of leaking information. So, hey, everybody, remember, have a great, safe Thanksgiving. Remember to give thanks for this country we have. But until next Monday, we'll see you all then.
I've been around this world, yet I see no end. All shall fade to black again and again. This storm that's broken me, my only friend, yeah. In this river all shall fade to black. In this river ain't no coming back. In this river all shall fade to black. Ain't no coming back.
You're listening to Rebooting Liberty Radio Network, compelling and entertaining talk.
Don't touch that dial.